Since 1986, Youth Villages has changed the lives of thousands of children and families, reducing the burden of not only state and federal governments, but also the very people you serve. Your organization has numerous strengths, an expanding influence, and a bright future. As you grow, various challenges present themselves. From studying youth villages and interviewing one of your own, Don Puster, we have identified one challenge and some recommendations that can help you more effectively be the force for families. So, who are we and why are we giving you unsolicited recommendations? We are a group of 5 Jones College of Business students from Middle Tennessee State University in a nonprofit management class. Our final project has been to find an existing nonprofit, identify its strengths and challenges, and provide some recommendations to best address one major challenge your organization faces. First, we want to celebrate your strengths with you. Youth Village's success is a testament to your many strengths, and we will point out 3 in this report. One of Youth Village's strengths is your expansion throughout the U.S. A strong vision, as well as specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based goals have allowed your organization to stretch itself and maintain a steady path to a successful fiscal year 2017. Another strength of Youth Villages is your evidence-based practices, specifically your evidentiary family restoration approach to serving families and children. Because your methods, processes, and overarching philosophy are based on hard data, you're able to cut out time and resource-wasting programs and approaches. This leads to better service clients and healthier homes in the long run. A third strength of Youth Villages is your healthy organizational structure. From our interview with Ms. Puster, we learned that communication between your many departments has been key to your success. Youth Villages has created a network for department interdependence that maximizes the strength of each department and makes your organization more effective overall. Every organization faces challenges, and through our interview, we have identified one in particular for Youth Villages. So what is this challenge? Counselor retention does not seem to be as strong as it could be. By counselor, we mean any of your paid specialists who work directly with children and families in and out of their home. Why is this challenge with counselor retention? Well, the work-life balance for counselors appears to be skewed more toward work than it needs to be. Counselors invest their time, energy, and emotional resources into children and families who suffer from behavioral and other issues. These conditions can be stressful, especially when counselors put in many hours during the week. While some people realize they are just not right for the position and leave, others who truly feel called to this line of work can find it draining. Our group has come up with 4 recommendations Youth Villages might implement to ensure that these counselors are healthy and in turn loyal to your mission. The first recommendation we have is to reduce the counselor to child ratio. The second is to delegate more tasks to free up your counselors. The third is to enhance your counselor's working environment. And the fourth is to emphasize your counselor's overall health. Implementing these 4 recommendations, we believe, will help the work-life balance of your counselors look less like this and more like this. Let's take a quick look at how Youth Villages can balance the work and life of your counselors. Our first recommendation, to reduce the counselor-to-child ratio, can be accomplished by 1, hiring more counselors, and 2, shrinking the caseload for each counselor. From your website, we know that you try to keep the caseload to about 4 to 6 families. In our Intercepts program, each counselor is to meet with a family at least 3 times a week. This means each counselor with 6 families meets with them at least 18 times per week, or 3 meetings a day for a 6-day work week. This is in addition to paperwork, travel time, and being on call for families. Hiring more workers and decreasing the caseload of 4 to 6 families down to 3 to 5 families will free up your counselors and significantly reduce their stress. Our second recommendation, to delegate tasks, will also help decrease the workload of the counselors. Mundane or tedious tasks can be delegated to volunteers. Filing reports and documentation or inputting information into computers can be delegated to volunteers. We know you have implemented Dragon Natural Speaking, which relieves your counselors of having to write down all their notes. This is great. Developing a way for volunteers to process the recordings without compromising confidentiality will also take some work off the counselor's plate. Overall, delegating these tasks to volunteers will save your counselors time and reduce stress. Our third recommendation, to enhance the counselor's working environment, will help decrease emotional stress and increase satisfaction. The first thing Youth Villages can provide is in-house gatherings of all the counselors for food, relaxation, and fellowship. This will allow counselors to strengthen their relationships with one another while being able to debrief from their work. Another option is to institute monthly or bi-monthly outdoor games and activities for the counselors to enjoy each other while getting exercise. Beyond counselor relationships, allowing counselors to bring family members into work once or twice a year will allow them to give relatives a look at the work they're doing, which could be encouraging to the counselors and their families. Our fourth recommendation, to emphasize overall counselor health, will ensure that your counselors are well taken care of and feel secure. Bi-weekly or monthly check-ins by upper management can make sure the counselors are operating at their best. Furthermore, these regular check-ins can reveal any excessive emotional stress the counselor is under, which will allow for better informed and quicker responses from upper management on how to help the counselor. Another important aspect of counselor health is in their finances. Counselors are currently paid around $23,000, which might contribute to the low retention rate. A pay raise that better matches the emotional time investment of the counselors would make them feel more important to the organization and improve their overall quality of work. Youth Village's strengths overwhelmingly outnumber your challenges, and we are confident that the challenge of retaining counselors can be easily overcome. To recap, our recommendations to you are to reduce the counselor-to-child ratio, delegate more tasks to free up your counselors, enhance your counselor's working environment, and emphasize your counselor's overall health. By implementing some variation of some or all of these recommendations, your counselor satisfaction will most likely increase, which will translate to a higher retention rate. Thank you for allowing us to study your incredible organization. We have been encouraged by your mission and success, and we wish you the best as you help children and families live successfully.